What's up, punk bitches? It's going down.
Holy smokes, guys.
It's going down.
Why does the gyro stop working on this thing?
No. It hates Andre, that's why. Oh, shit.
don't spank it like that.
Wow.
That was oddly sexual. It was into it.
Folks,
Freaky
It wasn't.
ass
It didn't
soundboard.
work.
folks, welcome back.
Welcome
It's
back.
the Producer Lounge. TPL. We're live, episode 166, folks. And
My favorite tempo.
it's a good tempo.
Yeah.
400.
166.
That's the
I mean,
best tempo.
400. That's ultra speed,
That is a
hyper
tempo.
hard style.
Fuck yeah. Sorry we're apparently half an hour late, folks, but excuse our tardiness. We were shooting the shit.
We're living the dream.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We had hookers in the back, lines of coke. You know how it is.
Yep. Lots of ketamine.
Come on.
Folks, we have Copycatt back on the pod.
Oh
They couldn't stop me.
Already? Whoa, look at it.
He showed up. He
Cheers,
showed
bro.
up
Cheers, bro.
unannounced. He just showed up fully nude, and we're
Yeah.
like, Andre, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm
You should
borrowing all
probably
these
put
clothes.
some clothes on.
I'm
Yeah.
just wearing the t-shirt. There's nothing below
Nothing
this.
below. Yes.
And let me tell you, it's a treat.
Yeah. Just like your favorite Zoom meeting, he's naked from the waist down.
Yeah, watch till the end. I will stand up at some point.
He might. He might. Folks, we have another tantalizing episode for you. If you're new to the pod, folks, if you're new here, we're just going to bullshit the whole time about music production, okay? There's no rhyme or reason. We just like to get into the nitty-gritty, fingers in the coleslaw, just fucking really get in there.
Is that how you make
Basically,
coleslaw out here?
Yeah, but we put our fingers in it because nobody wants to eat it.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
The worst side dish known to man.
That's why people don't like coleslaw.
I love
Yeah.
coleslaw. I love coleslaw. Fuck
It's
you guys.
fondled.
Ugh.
Coleslaw is delicious.
No, it's not.
Yes,
It's
it
not.
is. Yes, it is.
I'm not a fan.
Potato salad reigns
Oh
supreme.
no,
Oh,
no
wow,
chance.
okay.
I'll take
I don't know about that.
coleslaw over potato salad any day.
I honestly hate both.
Folks, they're
Not-
out of their
not a fan
minds.
of either.
They're
Yeah.
out of their minds.
This is the kind of quality content you get from our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about all the side dishes.
Side dish lounge is what this is.
Side dish.
Yeah.
Baked beans, though, we can all agree.
Ooh, actually, yeah, I'm about that.
Yeah, 100%.
That's kind of a thing out here. We don't do that in Australia. Like, you can't
No?
just get a side of baked beans with a meal. That's
With
not a thing.
with some bacon in there.
Ooh, that's pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Bacon, baked beans.
I don't know how
Yeah.
much it is a thing out here, but it's definitely
Mm.
like UK shit.
Right,
For
100%.
sure.
We,
They like their beans, no?
we just add maple and bacon into it because we're
Mm.
red-blooded fucking
Goddamn
Americans.
right.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
living the dream.
Yes,
Land of the
sir.
free. We're
Hey,
baking in
man.
anything.
Hey, man.
Skibbity.
Baked beans.
Shout out our standing president.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
He's sometimes
Don't
standing.
shout too
Dude,
loud. He
Or
might get
sometimes
started.
shout out.
President.
Yeah.
Trump's
Yeah, he's not great
mixes
at it.
are about to go downhill for a sec. His right ear
Yeah,
is
his
just
right
gone.
ear's
Like,
fucked.
how is he
Yeah.
supposed to mix?
Oh, word.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah,
True.
that's true.
No,
he's
he's
become
gonna have
like,
to
he's like Van Gogh
readjust.
now. He's
is in
more
his-
punk.
He's in his Van Gogh era.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
He's leveled up.
The width is going to go to shit, but that mono.
Yeah.
He
His
turns that
transients.
left ear.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah.
You do that thing where you're
I do that.
mixing or whatever, and you turn one direction to hear the mono.
Oh man, I'm so glad to hear someone else does that. Like
I think it's normal.
I've noticed when I'm mixing on speakers, I'm doing this.
Yep,
like I've
same.
seen footage of myself, like if I'm streaming, where I'm doing this the whole time. It looks really weird, but that's wow. Okay.
I definitely
Yeah.
do that as well. Also, because my left ear doesn't have as good of a high end due to driving around with the window down constantly. So it's I
That's
like,
what it really.
I like being able to
Oh.
like.
My
Okay,
right ear is
okay.
that way. My right ear, like the high end, is just a little more fucked.
Why are you
Yeah.
driving on the passenger side?
No.
I have an import
He
car.
drives.
Come on, Andre.
He drives facing backwards, actually.
Yeah.
So
Feel like a huge mirror
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
knees, like so you can see where you're going.
he only opens the passenger side window.
Everything's awkward. Whoa.
America.
Nah, he doesn't drive a lot. It's not related to that.
But folks, we're happy to be here. Hopefully we get into some fun things this episode. I had a thing I wanted to start with, but I honestly totally forgot it as soon as we started.
Classic
Damn.
bit.
Classic Biden.
Classic
yeah.
Biden. Skibbity.
I remember. I don't remember the dude's name. Fuck.
Medicare.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
He was on our show.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Episode something. We'll put a thing. No, I'm just kidding.
We're not gonna
I'm
do
not
that.
gonna make you do that.
We're gonna do that.
He was saying Kendall had given him the advice to make a sample pack for himself to use for songs so that you have like consistency within tunes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a fun idea. I was working this last week on making a bunch of samples for myself, and I was finding it nice and useful just having a bunch of things that I just made.
You've honestly been
Over the
going
past
hard on
week.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I made like 4 different little drum beats, and then I went and made a bunch of basses, and I made a bunch of kind of just lasers and effectsy kind of sounds.
Some impacts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just for the sake of having some things that are new and not trying to do that like mid-session, which is kind of annoying to do.
Did you make a song out of your little pack?
I've some in the works.
Nice.
I have a little something in the works, but I think I really like the usefulness of it. It's kind of nice, especially on the drums. Like having a kit, like a already, it already has the compression and the, like it's already glued together, and then I just stick it in there, and then you can go and move all the things around, like a little drum loop that you can go and move all the things around. That already work together is kind of sick as fuck.
That feels so good. I feel like I'm kind of the more primitive version of that, where I just like if I have a snare or a kick or some sample that like sounds good as it is, I just like I'll print it or just like render it into the like samples folder in Ableton, and then when I'm writing, I'll literally just like scroll through my projects folder for stuff, and it's kind of like you're like spelunking through samples. So it's not as organized as like making a sample pack, but there are a couple of things where I've just like any snare that's really good, I label it all caps SNR and then some dumb name or whatever, and then I've found like when I'm looking for a snare, I just like go into my search bar and type in SNR.
That's cool.
And it'll come up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that, like having like it's just fun to have like samples already done, because you can always tweak them. Like you can always get nitty gritty if you're not happy with it, but having stuff that like, especially when you've got like a whole track or loop that sounds really glued together and mixed down, and you just print the samples for it, like it just saves you all that like hassle to kind of do that again.
Yeah,
Dude, it really does.
I plan to go through and like render out loops of like the percussion stuff, especially. Those percussion loops, hi-hats and whatever, tambourines and shit.
The tops kind of thing.
And then have like separate loops in that sense, and then also have all the kicks that I made and the snares that I made for that. But that being said, having a thing that already is like a smushed together, nice sounding all together kind of a thing to just drag into your project, set it up, is really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's so fucking nice.
Feels good.
And you just go and move it around accordingly to what you want to do. And you don't have to worry about, does it sound good together? Because you already figured that out.
You glued it
Beforehand.
I feel like I used to spend, because like I feel like with electronic music, like the mix down and the way the sounds work together kind of is the song more so than like band music and that sort of thing. Like I mean, bands kind of have the benefit of like instruments are already kind of like the reason certain instruments are paired together is because they mix really well. Like drums and bass and guitar and vocals all have their own spot on the spectrum. Whereas electronic sounds kind of just can be anywhere. I don't know if we talked about this last time on the podcast.
I don't think we did.
We didn't.
That's a good point.
I feel like you're literally having to like decide how things should sound together. You're just like using arbitrary sounds, but then like so I used to spend like an hour or so like mixing sounds together before I'm writing the track. So like to kind of like shortcut that process, like you enjoy that because that's its own like sound design, or like that's its own process, like gluing stuff together.
Yep.
Having that like pre-done for yourself, and it sounds the way you would want it to sound, and then you go and write after that. It feels good to have like sounds that you just know together.
That's super interesting.
It feels good.
Dude, 100%. It's also weird with bass music too because a lot of it is oriented to the bass, where you have this very like full frequency, full spectrum sound that's just one big sound. So like that thought process alone is different than like mixing a band where like guitar would be like mids and highs and like your bass would be like bass and mids and whatever. Like it was weird for me to get used to just like, oh, how do we make one gigantic sound be the moment for a sec?
Yeah, right.
But then it's also so simple, like when you kind of learn, like, just let your big gigantic sound be the moment for a sec.
Right.
Like it's so simple in reality.
Don't over complicate it.
Don't overcomplicate it, yeah.
Multi-band clip it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's fucking weird though. Where all of electronic music has just kind of been inventing like new rules for all of this. You know?
Yeah.
The classic, like the old mix engineers would always be like, no, you're doing that wrong. Don't clip that so hard. Don't push it all the way up. And all of us just come along and we're like, fuck that. Let's just crank shit and do this.
Cool. Dude.
Yeah. That's the benefit of the internet, right? You have the like concrete evidence of like, well, this guy did it and his shit sounds good. So we're going to do that now.
Right.
Like, you don't have to like take word of mouth or like sit in the studio with, Chris Lord Alge or whatever. And have him explain to you what good music is. Like you can just listen on the internet and be like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Right. Yeah, there's always room for new shit when it comes to electronic shit. The horizon is constantly on the move, which is
disperser on the master.
Right.
Yeah. God damn it. Back to that. Let's go.
It's a bummer.
Sounds good.
Disperser.
Because the line is constantly like moving around. You're like, oh, I finally made a song that sounds like this guy that I like, and then you'll hear some other guy that's like brand new who just came out that's popping off, and you're like, oh fuck, his shit sounds even crazier. Like fuck, he pushed the envelope even more. It's like, god damn it, now we gotta like keep running up to that guy, and it's just
shout
like
out
constantly
those dudes
everywhere.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it's the best.
Speeding up exponentially. I think.
It's wonderful.
Dude, it's fucked up. It is exponential, right? Like every year, it's just like some new technique, some new style, something.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
It's also why it's fucking impossible to fucking catch up. Jesus
my God.
Christ.
Just
Oh yeah.
We've been at this shit for fucking 10 years or so, and we're just like, come on, let's give us a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Trying to get up to the fucking level, and we're just racing it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole 10 years or 10,000 hours thing has leveled up to now it's like 15 years, 15,000 hours, or even like fucking 20 years, 20,000 hours. Like, it's such a fucked up, scary level. Like, if you were a first-year producer, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean,
peak
if
of the
you had
mountain over
awareness at that point, then sure. But
I
good
guess.
luck on having that awareness.
It is odd, like when I listen to a song from, let's say, 2016, like when I was year 2, like the mix sounds terrible to what I make now. I'm like, oh, well, I beat that part, but now like the line has moved so far that I'm still behind, at least in my own mind.
Right.
But it's also kind of fun. Like it is
fun.
You're on the chase. What you got to do is just shave up. You just shaving seconds each lap, just a little bit each time. You're just slowly creeping on it.
I know people feel like the term artist is like blowhardy, but I enjoy the idea of being an artist because to me what it means is to be like very in tune with the craft of the thing that you're doing and be like deep in, like just deep in it.
Right.
And understanding
deep in the blowhard,
like of what you're doing. Like the best artists out there are just they understand shit at a level that when you get into it, you don't understand.
Correct.
And to me, that's what I'm looking for. Also, what I want you to fucking understand as the listener of this podcast, we are trying to upgrade the world's artistry when it comes to music production. That's why we sit here and tell you everything we learn as we learn it.
It's true.
Try and help you guys fucking understand this shit faster. So
Right.
you don't have to learn it as fast as we do.
You guys are also welcome to push back.
Yeah.
Push back all you want.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I can
You're-
test that. Don't push back.
You're wrong.
No.
You're definitely
you're wrong.
wrong, but you can push back. I am Tiesto. So don't.
I saw an Instagram post of yours, Copycatt. Did you find the brown note or did you not?
Oh god damn it! I saw that too.
Yeah, honestly, I'm feeling like with bottom end, the more like kind of variation there is, the closer you are to the brown note. Like if you're a clean sine wave, you're not making people shit themselves. It's got to have that little the funky, weird artifacts in there that are like below the fundamental. That's the stuff that's making people have bowel movements.
Talk to me on that.
God.
How do we make that happen?
Okay,
what's some secrets to this?
I've been playing around a lot lately. I don't know if did we talk about Shaperbox last time I was in?
No,
I don't think so.
love Shaperbox.
Shaperbox is underrated. I feel like
goat, dude.
Yeah, thank you. That's for Cableguys. Cableguys makes some great plugins. I've been plugging the shit out of Kickstart too. It's like their Nicky Romero's sidechain.
Yes,
you know it's good if it's Nicky Romero, I guess.
Right.
But his sidechain is like super simplified. But that's a Cableguys plugin, and then Shaperbox is the other one that I like plug the shit out of. And it's just a bunch of it's just basically an LFO tool for a bunch of different things that you would naturally add to a sound. So you got like filters, volume, drive, or distortion,
Noise.
panning, noise.
You can do width.
Yeah,
Bit crush, time.
Yeah, time shape is cool as well.
That one's weird as fuck.
That one sounds weird.
But the benefit is with every single one you've got band splitting, so you can drag in a high band or a low band. Yep, goes hard. And then also the if you go to Hertz mode on the LFO rate, you can go to 5,000 hertz. So you can go audio rate with your LFOs, and I've been really loving lately, if I make a bass that has a bunch of post-processing, so OTT and saturation, stuff that's going to bring up artifacts and do weird shit to any sort of variation in the sound, put Shaperbox in at the very beginning of the chain after you've made the sound and put in a volume stab or Time Shaper. You can tune the hertz rate to the bass. So just tune it to the fundamental or some multiple of the fundamental, and then start with Time Shaper. You're basically doing FM,
right?
So you can draw in a little a kind of delay curve that's pushing the sound forward and backward at the rate of the fundamental. And you're doing FM or Volume Shaper. Yeah, I like just doing literally just a saw shape, a stab, and then just moving the rate all the way up into kilohertz down to 1 to 2 hertz, and just seeing what comes out of it before the chain. You just get these it just
crazy
sounds really
doing
good.
Modulating it within that.
Yeah,
that's sick as fuck.
That is
and
sick
you
as
get
fuck.
you because you might have just a very simple patch running into it, but you just, because you're modulating at hertz rate, you end up adding in, or you're introducing frequencies that kind of weren't there before. You get all these wild artifacts.
Literally
kind of doing this with volume a lot of the time.
Yeah, Volume Shape is sick for it. I really like that. And then band splitting as well. So even if it's just a synced LFO, being able to let the sub run through, so you have the you just drag up the multiband, so you're letting the sub run dry, and then just have the LFO on everything 200 hertz up.
Yeah,
all that stuff is super good for just adding tone to the bass. But yeah, you can just, if you just run it across the whole bass, you can completely modify the fundamental and do weird shit with it. Sounds cool.
That is a elite tip, folks.
It's inside info.
Yeah,
Literally
elite.
It's so elite. Audio rate modulation is not talked about that much, but I feel that's going to be one of the next things that everyone catches up on, and they're like, oh fuck, this concept implemented into whatever plugin or anything, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense for it to be some fucked up next wave shit, and some dude out there is gonna figure out some weird version of it. I love that you brought up the you audio rate modulate at whatever your note is, or octaves above or whatever.
Right.
That's one of my favorite things to play with. Because I don't know, it creates such a weird I almost imagine it as making chords into your sound or something. Yeah,
you're just tuning to a ratio.
Yeah.
Just
Do you ever specifically tune instead of an octave? Would you do the fifth of a chord, so the seventh of the scale or whatever? Do you ever play with that kind of shit?
I feel like I can never be bothered to do the math. Like on it, if I'm doing
the
hertz
part,
rate,
right?
I'm never gonna like sit down and write it down unless it's like a 50 hertz bass. Then it's a bit easier to kind of like mentally do the math. But I'll sometimes just go by ear, like just drag it up the range and just until it sounds like it's tuned exactly. And that's
it
fun.
Helps to have ears.
Yes, yeah, we do use our ears.
Dude, ears are fucking pretty sick, dude.
Ears are sweet.
Ears are nice. In Bitwig, they have an audio rate modulator.
Yep.
Which I would
No,
like.
they don't.
What I would like with them to do is add a multiplier knob on that audio rate modulator.
Oh.
That would be nice. So you can
So
punch in a
you could,
frequency
like,
and then just do
half
times
it
2, times
or
3,
times
times
2
4.
or whatever.
That would feel
You might
good.
be able to do that in the grid. It's got math.
True, I bet.
Or
I bet you can.
That's got to go on a t-shirt. You might be able to do that in the grid.
If they had a multiplier with like a scale
Sponsor
function, though,
us,
so you could
Bitwig.
pick your scale and then multiply it by like +1 or like I don't know what the scale would be for like doing a third or a fifth of a chord thing, but if you could have that option also where it's not just the octave.
Oh yeah.
Someone fucking please do
well,
that.
they have
Shit.
like you can set like an LFO to like quarter notes or eighths or whatever, but then with one of those, then it has a knob that you
Just
can
times
adjust
1,
to times 2 or 3, and it's incremental. It's like a 0 to 1, so you can sit there and blend it over to 1.
Yeah,
if you want to.
Yeah,
fine tune it.
But I do that shit all the time for just like I'll set it at a bar and then do like 8 of a bar so that it's slow as fuck. A lot of the times if I want something to kind of be moving slowly. But I would like that knob for the audio.
Right.
That wouldn't be complicated at all. Like it's literally just you're just multiplying a number. It's like the simplest single line of code.
The complicated part would be like it needing to like reset upon audio coming back in or something like. Because I'll set it to, for instance, a kick drum, side chaining to a kick drum, or side chaining to like a bass for my tops to give it a little flutter on those things whenever they hit. And yeah, at some point it gets a little confusing as to when it stops and restarts, I think, for the modulation. You know, like the triggering of it would get a little bit difficult.
Right, but it might just be kind of the similar thing they do in Shaperbox, where it just like gives you a little notice like, hey, the audio rate has changed. You need to restart the playback. You just unpause and hit play again.
Yeah.
Are you talking about locking onto the frequency and multiplying it, or you mean?
So the audio rate modulator side chains to anything you set it to, and then it modulates based on that thing. So I will put it on my hi-hats or any kind of toppy high-end things, and side chain it to a kick, or my sub, in order to just add the little flutter to those things whenever those things hit. And then I'll have it modulate just basically a volume knob.
Or what's fun is to modulate it to itself, which is always a good time.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Just the
feedback.
Yeah,
the kick to itself?
Yeah, or the hi-hat back to itself, or the bass sound that you're working on, throw that on and then put it back to itself, so it just sits there
itself.
And it just gets all feedback
extra. Yeah. That's fun actually. I would like to try that.
That's crazy.
It's a good time.
I was working on a song with our buddy Kyle, Aeon Voyage, and he did an audio rate thing with a flute. And we just had this like 90 BPM like little like groove section and a long boy bass, and he threw this flute on and just put an auto pan on tuned to the like whatever like E0 would be, like 30 or whatever the fuck. And it sounded so fucking cool. It fucking got me so hard in the studio. I was like, I'm bricked up over here. Like,
God,
you gotta stop, buddy.
Skibbity,
that brings
dude.
us to the topic of this episode: is getting hot in the studio.
Bricked up in the studio.
Bricked up in the studio. Dude, this week on Bricked Up in the Studio.
we are talking electronic music.
Good American accent.
Hey, bricked up in the studio.
I've been listening to a lot of sample
Welcome
packs.
back to
Right,
KP80,
Yeah.
the Hawk.
And
The cock.
It was just giving me this weird perspective. Like, I always think about like the most like basic form of like this process that all these like left field bass guys are inventing is like this basic concept of like noise with bass and like phase amount or audio rate equals like sick flutter. But like, what other things can you add, like kick and hi-hat, or bass and flute, or like bass and vocal, or like some weird thing? Like, it makes me want to explore other concepts of like, what can we audio rate modulate, or like just phase in weird like in tune ways with other sounds that could just produce something weird that no one's done yet. And it's getting me fucking
bricked up in the studio.
Bricked up in the studio.
Bricked up in the studio. Actually, a really nice vocal, like a pre-drop vocal.
Yeah. Man, I'm bricked up in the studio right now.
Bricked up in the studio, and then it has to go so hard though.
Yeah.
You need the hardest tune to fucking drop that as the pre-drop.
Oh.
And only a few nerds will give a
shit
fuck
down
about it.
Are we talking like dead limit level, or like are we going like rhythm level?
It needs to be loud.
Like EEPROM. Like it just needs to go into like
it does need to be square waves.
Yeah, just square waves. Just
squares are bricks, basically. Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of
Rectangle
amplitude
wave.
modulation.
Ew.
What I was just talking about with the feedback.
To itself.
I'll make a bass and then I will amplitude modulate itself or a multiband part of itself to a different multiband.
Oh, that's
part
fun.
Of its
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
which is
a multi-banded
which is pretty
version
fun.
of that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
I like
fucked up.
that.
Oh, okay, wait. So are you saying like, let's say my concept of like the bass and the flute thing, if your flute was multi-band, like maybe your low end of the flute would be like E0 and the mid-range would be like E2 and the top range would be like E3? Is that what you're saying? If it was like an audio rate modulation?
No, forget the flute. You're just doing the bass to the bass. So
Right, it's
bass
different
to the
parts of the
bass.
bass. So you might use like the sub frequency to modulate the high end kind of thing.
Yep,
Yeah, I've been
exactly.
doing that. That feels good.
Yeah.
What?
It immediately gives you.
I do that on kick drums.
Damn. Yeah.
I do that on kick drums. I'll have like a noise layer or
That's
like a
fucking sick.
like a wide layer for my kick, and then I'll modulate the wide layer volume with the original kick low end.
What I did most recently, which didn't work, I just need to explore it a little bit more, is I had the mid-range with a convolution reverb, real tight but fully wet, and that was modulating the bottom end of it. It just didn't quite work. I need to like fine-tune it a little bit more, but I like the idea of having something that's a little more wide and roomy and slushy, kind of doing some amplitude
Slushy.
modulation.
Right. Slushy. Tight and wet.
Bricked up and slushy, dude. Welcome back to KPOH, the Hawk, where we get slushy.
Spew and
Cock.
slush.
Where we're going to talk about cocks.
Fuck, I need to name a song Slushy. It's so good.
You
I like
do.
that.
You do.
I know,
You do.
right?
Honestly, yeah.
Holy shit.
That is an Aznadel tune. An Asian Adele tune.
Asian Adele.
Heavy.
100%.
Slush, dude. Speaking of slush, it's been hot this week here in Denver, Colorado, folks.
Welcome back to the Weather
Holy
Lounge.
smokes, Grandma in the chat with
Oh.
a gifted subs.
Grandma with the 5 tier 1 gifted subs.
Grammy Mouse.
Holy smokes. You're welcome, Mig Jacker. You're welcome, Dog Sandwich. You're welcome,
Big Jacker.
Mig Jacker. Yeah.
Dog
Good
Sandwich
thing-
is amazing.
You dodged a bullet.
Oh shit, Inspecta. Look at all you guys just lurking in chat.
Lurking asses.
Don't be scared. Come on, Andre's on the pod. Do you want to ask some questions
Ask
or
some
what?
questions,
Now's your
motherfuckers.
chance.
Dog Sandwich is getting bricked up right now.
Dog Sandwich is so bricked. Sorry, Grandma.
bricked up
Don't
in the
listen to that part.
Shout out Lobislobs. Shout out E-Putty
Oh, here we go.
and Inspecta. Who the fuck is Dog Sandwich? I love you. You're great. And I'm glad you're getting bricked up. Welcome to the pod, buddy.
We are glad you're getting bricked up.
Shout out Grammy Mouse.
We
That
are.
was amazing.
Aw.
Four.
A heart with
that's-
4. He knows.
That's the next tier
Goddamn
up from
right.
That
3.
is. It is. He knows. That's
Oh
knows.
my god.
always 400.
Always, yeah.
Keep it clipped.
This guy gives me an Australian vibe. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
He's not a guy you want to eat shit.
Real recognizes
gives me
real,
an
dude.
internet vibe if you're asking me.
This guy's chronically online. he's doing that thing we were talking about earlier. He's like pooping his pants in the studio. We were talking earlier about how like you procrastinate going to the bathroom when you're working on a really good idea, and you get to the point where you're like you're not in your seat anymore. You're just like standing, wiggling, like working on shit, like hitting the space bar, but you're like oscillating with your ass.
You're like, wait, let me just listen to it one more time. I just pooped my pants.
It's the worst.
God damn it.
Our poor bladders of the future, like, oh.
And this is why we're all gonna have issues, with our bladders when we're older.
I mean, it's so worth it. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I like to think it's like a muscle that I'm working. I'm getting better.
I know,
like, it's getting stronger. I'm bladder maxing.
Bladder maxing, dude. You gotta min-max that bladder, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes...
Fuck, that's insane.
The thing that we're lucky about is if you have to pee, just get bricked up.
Actually, yeah, I have heard this. This is how you...
And then, boom.
Just get
you're good
up.
to go.
Yeah.
Unless it's first thing in the morning and you really gotta pee and you got fucking morning wood and you're like, guess we're doing a handstand.
Yeah, you gotta,
There's no other way.
Yeah, you gotta find that.
Yeah. Or you like pace around the house real quick, like, go away.
Yeah.
I need to go listen to like the worst music ever so I can lose this brick.
Yeah, that's how you get rid of a hard on, is listen to terrible music.
Right.
Wow.
Which is hard. Because I don't want to
hard.
listen to terrible music. It's no fun.
Yeah, but you have a like make the boner go away playlist. Is that?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I just do an Austin Powers. Margaret Thatcher cold on a or Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day.
Dave wasn't bricked up. That's why he just peed.
I mean, he was. He just
he's so flaccid right now.
I mean,
he did a handstand.
I could see his arms. Yeah, he definitely was doing a handstand.
he's got a pump on.
Yeah, he's like fucking just ripped.
Doing handstand?
Yeah, you know when you wake up with
you missed a lot while you were gone.
morning wood
and you're bricked up in the studio.
Also,
you
gotta pee.
Oh, I'm going to.
Oh, he's peeing.
I'm keeping bricked up this whole time, dude.
Oh yeah, let's go. I'm gonna take this table with me if I stand up.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
We're all made out of the same thing. Glad you dropped by as well, Dog Sandwich. Hilly Margot,
what's up?
222. Limp Dick Biscuit. That's a pretty bad band. That's pretty good.
You dropped in on the worst conversation.
That's pretty
Margot,
legit.
I'm sorry. The best conversation.
Yeah,
educational. You're learning. You're gonna learn a lot.
You're gonna learn a lot.
Yep. That's not how you? What's funny is like that's not how you spell Limp Bizkit, the artist. It's spelled like biscuit, like the normal way. You know, like biscuit.
Right.
Limp Bizkit is with a K.
Right.
And no U. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's maybe we're not talking about an artist. We're literally just talking about a floppy biscuit.
Which, when I was younger, that's legit what I thought it was. I was so confused when someone's like, "Have you heard Limp Bizkit?" And I was like, "You."
honestly,
have I heard it? Does it make sound?
Floppy Biscuit is a hilarious either project or tune.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Both of those work. The projects are really a fucking shot in the dark. Like, when you come up with the fun project name, it's like, God damn, would that be a lot of work? But it'd be fun,
right?
But pretty easy to make a tune called Floppy Biscuit.
It sounds like some Wook shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like Floppy Biscuit gives me Wook vibes.
I would
you can do that. Yeah,
it's gonna be mid-tempo and it's gonna be like like that's what it's gonna sound like.
Yeah,
I'm imagining you take a lot of inspiration from the actual artists. Limp Bizkit.
Lots of
you go and
or at least you sample him.
You find the melodies. You figure out kind of what the kind of melodies they like to do. You figure out the drum patterns, and then you make
a cover artist
bass music that is based on that. Which one tune like that probably goes hard as fuck.
Probably.
I mean, if Jade Cicada and Schmook can do Wonky Llama, we can have Floppy Biscuit. Like, I don't see why not.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Let's make it
Andre, you want to start a side project?
Floppy
Floppy
biscuit.
B, dude.
Floppy biscuit.
Floppy BB.
I can just see this message appearing in like my Instagram requests. Like some guy just like, this person wants to send you a message, and it's like, hey, you want to like start a side project,
Bro.
I got this great concept, dude.
It sends you a PDF.
Some random person offering to start a side project is a hilarious
That's
idea.
fucked up. That's so gnarly,
Brazen,
right?
dude.
That is
Fucking
brazen.
Just
I want to
That is
make
wild.
I want to make an Instagram account that embodies all of the weirdest messages I've received.
Yeah.
Just like make that one guy and be that guy. I feel like that would be a lot of fun.
Oh.
I would like to look at these messages. I bet they're wonderful.
It's entertaining. I feel like receiving a PDF is always alarming. Like you don't
no,
want to receive an
no.
unwarranted PDF.
No,
Yeah.
that's like an unwarranted FaceTime. It's like somebody just knocking on your door, like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what are you doing?"
That is the
Mhm.
digital equivalent of like what do you guys call it out here? Like when you get like people like knock on your door, hawkers.
Mormons?
Yeah. Mormons in your DMs.
I don't think we have a name for
soliciting.
Soliciting.
Oh,
Soliciting,
solicitors.
Solicitors.
Yeah. No
I had a
soliciting.
customer the other day. They had a sticker on their door. It was like this big.
Yeah.
It was like the tiniest sticker that was like no solicitors. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I respect your sticker because
I think-
our neighbor across the street has just a massive
sign.
obnoxious sign that says no solicitors, and I'm like, ew. Just deal with solicitors. Don't put a weird sign in your yard.
Yeah.
That's gross.
I would argue though the person with the tiny sign actually wants it. I feel like they're kind of being shy. They're like, no, don't solicit.
Don't, but
I,
come on.
I mentioned it to them. They're like, they never read it. I put a bigger sign out there.
Yeah.
Also-
It's
Also
not
have a
gonna
bigger
work.
sign.
Yeah.
The name
Apparently.
like Solicita would be kind of sick.
Solicitor?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is that because of how I say it? I know it's like,
Solicitor.
Yeah,
solicitor
dude, that would
with an
be-
A, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're making bass music, it's got to end with an
Yeah.
You know, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Caspa's taught as well.
Mhm. Well,
Ooh,
That'd
that
be
was
like-
good dead air right there.
Yeah, I
Look
like
at us
that.
go.
That was beautiful.
it was zen. It was
It's
zen.
even better because you can see the waveform. you
see
can just see
that?
it die for a sec.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta say, I'm really satisfied by having all these like visuals.
Oh, it's the best,
Yeah, like
right?
I love getting the
Same.
waterfall, the spectrum, the oscilloscope, the like long form waveform. It's just, you know what would be great once we all get to the point where we're wearing fucking Apple glasses or whatever, the AR shit, just to have that
Yes.
in my day-to-day vision would
I would
be
love
nice.
that.
Dude, I was
Always in
literally-
your class.
Dude, I was thinking
would
about that at work
Vision
today.
4X and the Apple glasses. I would do
Hell
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
I was at work.
yeah.
I was listening to Willie Joy, shout out, his back-to-back podcast,
Oh, goddamn.
and I was
Let's
like,
go.
fuck, I wish I just
Let's
had like
go.
Neuralink or some sort of like contacts where it would just project like a little screen anywhere I looked. So like when I'm just cleaning, I could look up and like see little cutie's face and whatever guest and just be like, oh, that's happening. Okay, let's go back to cleaning or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that would be the shit. That'd be so cool.
That would feel good.
I've also thought about that, like in your studio, that could be really cool. But then you think about it a little bit more, and you're like, oh, that would be kind of annoying in a way. Like having the hardware of just like a monitor is kind of nice. Like if we just had projected, like I mean, I guess it could be cool because you could have a gigantic screen and as many windows of whatever bullshit scopes you want.
It'd be kind of nice to just have that projected in your house. Like you walk through the hallway and you just see like the oscilloscope if you're talking. Like you just see it like grow and shrink as you're walking past it.
I would
Like,
love that.
That would be nice.
I want any and all visual representation of audio at any given time.
Give me
Mhm.
the
That'd be
data.
great.
Yeah, feels
exactly.
good.
I like data. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Graphs.
Yes, graphs,
Graphs, data.
pie graphs,
We're
bar
just data
graphs,
miners over here.
Yeah.
fucking word searches. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of graphs, I'm going to totally just segue for a
Let's
second
go.
here, but
Let's go.
Waveshapers.
Mm-hmm.
My homie did something the other day with a Waveshaper that was really sick. He says to me, he's like, I don't know how to use a Waveshaper. I just like kind of click the points and see what happens. Like talking about ones where you can actually like draw
make
in
it
all the points.
weird. Yep.
He feeds in like the most simple operator patch. Like it's basically just like a sine wave. And he just took the dot that was on the 0 and dragged it up.
Yep.
And like,
I love that shit.
it sounded so good. It just like, because all you're doing is like, if it's a sine wave, all you're doing is just adding this like line
Mm-hmm.
in the middle,
Yep.
which just sounds like it's like veering towards a square. But what happens is if you feed any other harmonics in and you have any tail on that, you just get this like awesome artifacts. And we made the greatest bass. We basically became the best producers after that. And that's how I got where I am today.
Dude.
Should we do it right now?
Yeah,
Is
well,
that-
yes, we should absolutely do it.
We should.
Is that
You have-
almost like the concept
wanna
of like wave
understand what we're
folding,
talking
but just
about
like
here.
manually? Where you're like choosing where to.
Well, it's not like wave folding. What you're doing is because you're dragging the 0 point up, what you're basically telling the signal is no silence ever.
Correct.
Uh,
Don't ever go to null.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you and then like because I think DSP they have to allow some degree of silence only when it's like absolutely 0 does it actually go quiet. But before that you just get like all of these crazy like it just like this like you're boosting every single sample except for absolute 0. So you're just like elevate like there's always sound. There's always sound.
I know what we're
and
talking
you're
about
like,
now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should pull this up and show it.
Holy shit.
It's
So the
really
idea
satisfying.
of a wave shaper, just to kind of preface this, at the you've got your like graph, and it goes from the bottom to the top. The top is 0 dB. The other side is 0, like infinity, nothing,
0 silence.
silence. And so as the sound gets louder, you're telling it whether you want it to get louder in that moment or quieter in that moment.
Right.
So like I will use it like as a gate from time to time.
Exactly.
I'll pull that 0 in further,
Yeah.
and
right.
it adds a lot of fucking high end shit, which
Artifacts.
I
Sounds
like
good.
that
Sounds
sometimes.
good. Tickles my ears.
Yeah,
Gets
it's
me
kinda
bricked
fun.
up in the studio.
But what we're talking about here is turn the thing up at the 0 point, so it just makes fucking noise.
Shout out.
So let's take a look at what we're talking about here.
So here we have Faceplant is just playing a sine wave. Real nice and low.
Indeed.
And we're going to take this bottom point here.
Oh, look.
So it just sounds like a square wave when you put a simple signal, and then any sort of harmonic content, any artifacts, any tail is just
God
All right.
Exactly like that.
damn.
Nice.
What's the best way to
Slushy.
show this?
Slushy.
Just add another sine wave with a different tone.
No, but do
or-
we want a spectrum to show this? Or do we want...
we
I
should
mean,
do it now.
vision.
Oscilloscope.
Yeah, okay.
Give me the squiggles.
Let's go.
That's what's up.
Oops, that's in the middle of
Hmm?
mini meters. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, of course. Help yourself, buddy.
I'll put it behind us. There we go. I'm going to turn this down because it gets fucking loud. So there's our sine wave.
Young squiggle in the building.
Yeah.
Getting kind of triangle-y, squarey.
Starts to. Yeah, and then you
Fucking fat ass fucking square sign.
do delicious. And you basically
Absolutely.
do anything to the original patch after doing
Correct.
that, and you just start to get all of these tasty.
Yeah, just add one
Scrumptious.
harmonic somewhere.
Or just an
Yeah.
LFO on, just modulate the gain a little bit so it's moving around a little bit so we get some dynamics.
Yeah, because the volume
Look at
is
that.
affecting where it does that little change there, which is not going to really affect the 0 point a ton.
But
Give it a tail. Give it like a release time or something. A little roll off because it'll just go.
Mm.
yeah,
Mhm.
because
It's
it'll hit
crunchy.
it'll hit the quote unquote 0 point.
Yeah.
Faceplant, come back to me.
Mm.
Faceplant always
Baby,
has to
come
be,
back.
How dare you?
Baby, come back. I'm in my...
I think I say this every time, but like, shout out your pink faceplant skin.
Fuck yeah.
So much
Yeah.
fun.
Very masculine.
Here we go. Wow, wasn't that amazing, everybody?
Yeah, it's good.
Maybe,
Release needs to be longer or what?
try MIDI tapping it just to like test it.
Pretty short release.
Hang on. Now I feel like that's it. Oh, actually.
It's just going forever.
Yeah, that release was really long.
Yeah.
Try like just like one FM
You give it some
on
time of
it.
some sort.
Yeah. Why is it
Oh, I
not?
see what's happening. The tail is dragging out on the top one, but the bottom one is stopping immediately.
Well, it's oh well.
Nice. We're getting somewhere here.
Yeah, try sine waves and just change the harmonics of them. So that second one, just put it at something else.
Folks, we're pros here.
Troubleshooting in the studio. That reminds me of On Site by Kanye. The song On Site?
I don't know that one.
Someone in the chat.
Someone in the chat.
Well, there's two people in the chat.
Yeah,
I think
one of
them's
those
me.
50. Yeah, one of those people. Oh yeah, also asymmetric goes so hard.
Yeah, asymmetric is fucking tight.
Oh yeah, I forget with the M wave shaper, it doesn't like change the waveform to accommodate like both sides. It'll just give you the same waveform, and you have to fix it yourself.
Which is a bummer, but also can lead to some fun things.
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite. Oh yeah. Also, I think squared is my favorite mode from what I've tested because
Really?
because it shows you that like input line where it's telling you like the like peak volume of the signal you're sending into it. And I found if I do tweaks like basically working around that. So let's say like my first point is like right at the peak of that input signal. For some reason, like linear, you would think is like 1-to-1. So if I put some sort of if I affect some part of the signal right at the peak, you should be able to hear it. But for some reason, I couldn't. I had to put it in square mode, and that seems to be more conducive to actually like being 1-to-1 with the input signal, which is weird because it's exponential, right? That's what squared means, right? It's
Right.
like exponential. Yeah. Oh no.
Do you just need to drag it up further? Why is it not doing insane?
That's definitely doing stuff.
Kinda, yeah. It's doing a little bit of something.
Yeah, it is doing stuff. It's just
We're just not feeding it a heavy enough signal here. Also, if you then have like OTTs and distortions and all the different things happening after, it will then also suck all that juiciness out of it.
Have you guys ever played with Melda's multiband dynamics? Their version of like OTT? Dude, it's fucking sweet.
It's not because I know they have a spectral multiband or something. Like it's like an FFT version of OTT, which is
I haven't used that
OTT.
one. Yeah. Their multiband dynamics is sick though. It's literally just like OTT, but you get to. It's just so much more
Was it
fine
off
tuned.
the whole time?
No, I just dragged this one down to null.
But you turned it back on when you did.
Oh yeah.
There's little squeaky bits in there.
No.
Okay.
I turned it off to see what the decay or what the release felt like.
Right.
And then you just turn it back on.
Squeaky bits.
Yeah. Also, you can apply this to like a multiband kind of a function, which is nice. Do this, but do it on the mid range of whatever kind of fucking sound you're doing.
Can I cook some shit?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cook some
homie
shit,
wants
bro.
to cook.
Can you pass me the aux cable?
Welcome back to KPOW.
Cook.
The Hawk.
Let me cook, bro. Let me cook. Come on, Dad.
Copycat's gonna get bricked up in the studio.
Hey, it's time to get bricked up
There you go.
in the
down.
studio.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a third monitor above us. It's just not.
Oh, yeah. See, delay here.
Yeah,
Can I
that's
go,
one of the
can I
AR
use one of
monitors?
these ones, or?
You can, but the stream will not be able to see what you're doing.
Okay.
That's the only bummer.
I might try Any chance I can swap this for the grid?
Yeah, hit delete and...
We can also open Ableton.
Oh no, that feels like sacrilege for this podcast. I feel like we're Bitwig pilled here.
Meanwhile, Austin.
Hey, it's 99% of producers over here.
Okay, so
yeah, the delay is fucked.
okay, that's alright. It's manageable. Zoom here. Alright, cool. What was that sub plugin you guys really fucked with?
It's called
Phase?
sub
Phase
plugin.
one? That was the one.
Yep.
Sub
Phase
plugin. Oh. Okay, that's the one. I like that you can, instead of adding harmonics, you just tweak the waveform. Just give it a little bump in the direction.
Just a nudge.
That's tasty. Oh, also,
Scope is bricked up here. There we go.
Okay, that's what we want to see. Okay, actually, I really have been liking for like.
It was
phasiest laughter ever.
I got to commit, right? That's the vibe with Bitwig. They verify with you.
Yep.
Decision you make. Using the harmonics section in M Saturator has been really nice for getting like good tone. Let's just let this wig out for a second.
I like it.
It's
so slushy, funny. Dude.
So to get
was that a pun? Because you're on Bitwig. Let it wig out.
Hey.
I see what you did there. You're welcome, Bitwig. You can have that one. I've been really enjoying second and fourth for getting like asymmetrical, because anytime you add even harmonics to a sound, you like make it asymmetrical. So if I just do this, you start to get like actually, okay, hang on. Okay, sorry, Scope, you are not the selection for today.
You can get rid of it if you want. There's actual scopes happening.
M oscilloscope is
great.
So you can just it's nice to be able to like see single oscillation stuff for this.
Shit.
I agree.
Okay, I don't want to deal.
Bro.
Brother. Okay, yeah, we'll delete Scope.
Yeah, delete it.
Fuck Scope, dude.
Oh,
Get
no,
the fuck out
you gotta
of
hit
here.
cancel. You gotta hit cancel.
Cancel? Wait.
Over there on the right.
Oh, I see.
On the
right. There you go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk in your language there.
Yeah, right.
Can you say that to me in Australian? Yeah, on the right, mate.
On the right. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, golly. What have I done?
Cancel. There you go.
Cancel. All right.
Cancel.
Give me the plugin window. Okay, cool. Let's get funky.
Yeah.
This is it.
So I'm gonna do. Let's go. So, subtle.
Making a classic copycat sub.
Just insane subs tutorial.
All right.
2024.
Somebody call
insane
Mr.
subs.
Bill.
Mr. Bill, yeah.
Shout out, Mr. Bill.
Shout out, Mr.
Future
Bill.
podcast guest.
Shout out, William.
Yeah, come on the pod.
Will
Okay.
Billiams.
So I like kind of like fucking with the harmonics, but trying to balance it with different ones, because you end up with like it's not going to be symmetrical. You're going to end up with like extra harmonics on one side and different harmonics on the bottom. But if I try and like balance it, I don't know, it just ends up with an interesting tone.
Right.
So we got
Hell
that.
yeah.
We got some thoughts. And then we do the Waveshaper. So we got like a wacky waveform.
Oh, good lord.
Now let's bust this open.
You can kill that point.
Click.
Oh.
Okay. There you go. Okay. And now I'll probably try and add in some harmonics to like play with the tail. Okay, we're at the same result.
I feel like, quick side note, it would be super fun to make a bunch of simple variations of what you're doing, where the top waveform is different than the bottom, and just print it as single cycle waveforms for like Serum or like Phase Plan or whatever, just to pull that in where you're like, okay, here's just like a fun little tone.
Right.
Waveform, wavetable boy over here.
Yeah, dude.
Thinking about things.
That would be sick.
Actually, okay. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Put the blend
Yeah.
after, and then do, sorry, I had to listen to notes for a second. Okay.
Low-key, everybody, I can't tell you how impressed I am by this because we've sat around and DJ'd with Copycatt for hours, and he just fucking loves to DJ, which makes you feel like he just loves to DJ. But actually, look at him go. He fucking actually knows what he's doing in the DAW as well.
Yeah.
This guy's he's a triple threat.
Wow.
He's got a big cock.
What's the third threat of this thing?
Yeah, that's the third one. Bricked
He's
up.
got the brick.
You got the brick, yeah. My boy with the brick.
Boy with the brick.
With the brick, baby.
Let's do that tail a bit more on this one. Honestly, this doesn't sound as cool as I want it to. But that's just
Isn't it crazy?
Such is life.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But let's just do some other weird shit with the wave. I like doing this, like adding where you keep the line consistent, but you just add one little like giant phallus somewhere in the shape.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Actually, let's add another phallus. Dual phallus.
Dual phallus?
Dual phallus.
Why does it feel like it's not doing the thing that you feel like it would do? I guess extremes are good.
Yeah, particularly I feel like anything particularly getting towards the noise floor does cool shit. Okay, so the middle point is
I
there.
agree.
Let's do that, and then let's just add that same vibe but only on one side. So this is the 0.
I think if you hold down Alt, it locks.
Oh, that would be
It'll lock to the
turn off DC blocker as well.
Yeah.
Like DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's my boy.
Oh.
Boy DC.
He likes it, DC, everybody.
Dynamite.
I like the DC.
Don't be scared. Don't be
Dynamite
scared of the
cocks,
DC.
dude.
DC shoes.
Did you say dynamite cocks?
Yeah, those cocks are dynamite, dude.
Dynamite. Dynamite.
Yeah, exactly.
Be sure to drop a
Dynamite
sub if you have a
cock.
dynamite cock.
Welcome to the
block us,
Dynamite
No
Lounge.
doubt.
Don't cock block the
Dude,
dynamite, dude.
Subscribe, fucking hit the notification bell,
Yep.
fucking hit a like, drop a comment.
Okay, I'm gonna go in deep here. Actually, no, I should go after. Hey,
Oh, look at you with the X comp. Let's go.
dude. Okay, this is definitely a big W of Bitwig. It's
Yep.
the grid X comp. It's like this insane amount of multiband.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like how many
It's
bands?
basically
it's
their
the
OTT.
OTT of Bitwig.
Yeah.
yeah. It's more elaborate OTT.
Is that 7 bands? Is that what's happening?
It's some retarded amount. And I think they have a non-multiband one too.
So
I remember finding that
Yes.
thing and being like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah, if you just search OTT, it brings it up.
anyway, I'm done cooking. That was
Folks, we're bricked up in the studio right now.
Bricked up in the studio.
Welcome back to XP90, the Hawk.
Synchronized.
The amount of samples for pre-drop in this podcast are unreal.
I know, right?
Bricked
Yeah.
up in the studio.
You got all of this recorded. We better make a sample pack out of this.
Literally. Even to just have on the little soundboard.
Right.
Yeah, I
got
think
some.
you do need a bricked up in the studio like sample.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, here,
a bunch of delay.
we need to
on
get AI to do that in the voice of like a specific fucking.
a
it.
specific
Which guy?
George
Which guy?
Clooney.
George Clooney. Actually, yeah, that would.
Mm.
Yeah. Or like Owen Wilson would be
Ooh.
funny.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
up in the studio? Wow.
Wow. Or how about
These boys are bricked up.
how about the Donald? He's bricked up.
These boys are
Oh,
bricked
God.
up.
Obama? That'd be a good
Obama.
one.
The dynamite
Obama
cock.
bricked up.
That's yeah. Amen.
Or Joe Biden be like, bricked up. Skibbity.
We beat the Medicare.
Medicare.
Um.
I was saying to someone, I hope that like once Joe Biden is done being president, whenever that is, he just goes onto Fiverr and starts doing like just like you know how the guy who plays Hank Schrader just reads like whatever the fuck people send him.
There's
like,
Jesus
Sussy
Christ.
baka. Like I want to see like Joe Biden do that and just forget what he's supposed to be reading.
That's it. That's it.
The Cameo.
Cameo. Yeah. I was like, what's that website called? There's a place dedicated for that shit.
Well, there is Cameo. I think it is called Cameo.
Yeah.
And then there's also Fiverr.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
there's
but
another one.
Yeah.
You can
For
hire
voice acting
Joe
specifically.
Biden to say like pre-drops for your song or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what am I supposed to say?
Hey, man.
in the studio.
We're Americans.
We're Americans.
Listen,
Honestly, that is
fucked
a
your
move
wife.
that like I feel like producers aren't taking advantage of. Like Cameo is a thing.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's so
Yeah.
many famous people where you could just have Steve-O do your pre-drop for you.
Sure.
Like why is no one doing that? Holy
Dude,
shit.
I'm so
Probably like
stoked.
$20, $30. Like couldn't be that much, right?
Ooh, wow, I should have
They're
just not
definitely
done that in the
doing that.
microphone. I really didn't. Sorry.
That's a good sample right
Just
there.
Yeah, yeah.
disgracing our mic over there.
Yeah, that was abuse. I'm sorry. See, this episode, I know how close to be to the mic as well, so I made
helps.
sure that went under the episode.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Unnecessary, but yeah, you're welcome.
We try and let people know, but it's hard because
hard.
you're listening in the headphones. You're like,
How
I
hard
don't
is
want to
it?
hear myself.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, miles
Here's
away.
good.
Yeah.
I love the.
It's
It's a
scary.
directional microphone. Everybody,
Yeah.
What?
we're music producers. You know,
It's directional.
we know
Whoa.
about these things.
What does that mean?
You'd be surprised how many don't.
Can I talk this side of the?
Yeah.
I'm talking to the back of the microphone.
Definitely.
Oh, that
not.
has like kind of a
I
more
do like
premium
when people
tone.
do this
You're
thing.
re-EQing it by doing that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Slightly phasing it.
Too many times I've
No.
had to correct people with using their microphone like this.
Vocal
And I'm
booth
like,
energy.
it's not that kind of microphone.
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
some of them work that way. These are not those kind of microphones.
Mm-hmm.
These are like mics on stage. You wanna hold on to that bitch. Keep it right in front of your mouth,
Yep.
like a big bricked up.
You gotta grip it.
You got a grip them boy.
Grip it and sip it. Grip it and rip it. Shout out John Daly.
So for some reason that just brought something into my head. I feel like I remember seeing months ago. Were you on like some podcast where you were talking about pee breaks during DJing?
Oh yeah.
Dude, and I've been thinking about that so much. Like, what do you actually do when you have to take a pee break? And you
Yeah.
just send it, right?
Yeah, dude. Okay, so the funny thing was that specific podcast, it was kind of unavoidable. Like that podcast, I think ended up going for 3 to 4 hours. Like it was long. And actually no, it was shorter than that. I don't
Okay.
know. It was the amount of times I needed to pee because I had like a bunch of White Claw or something. Like I had one before and then a bunch during, and so like I had to like leave
I
like
peed during
3 or
this
4
podcast.
times.
You're just rinsing.
But
Yeah,
also,
I was,
but there's
I
four
was
of us
rinsing my
here.
bladder. I was not bladder maxing
oh yeah,
at
that
all.
maxing.
Yeah, I
So
couldn't.
no, but it was
maxing.
making me think. You were talking about when you have to pee while you're DJing live
Yeah.
or that kind of thing, and that terrifies me. Like, or what if you like even worse if you had to like take a shit or something? Like you can't just hold that, right?
Yeah, you can. What are you,
can.
I
5?
definitely can.
Yeah.
I can't.
Depends
I
on
probably
the shit.
could, but-
Depends on the shit. To be fair,
Well,
like,
one-
depends on the texture.
It does. It definitely depends on the
Is
texture.
your shit
of
bricked
the
up
shit.
or is it a little liquid?
Well,
like,
If
one-
it's bricked up, then you're not. It's not going anywhere.
not
But if it's
going
not bricked up, that's when you're in
Just-
trouble.
yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, correct. Just ease up on the fiber day of, and make sure you're not eating like bullshit. Just be
that's
conscious.
true. Don't
Just
be
hit the
huffing-
Tums preset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think for my
Hit a
first show
Tums
coming up,
preset.
I'm just gonna take a bunch of laxatives
Not too
right
close
before I get on
preset.
stage.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's the move, right?
I definitely can't imagine. So, like, peeing during set, my strategy, well, strategy is a strong word for it. I've literally, like, I will literally, like, it's happened to me a couple of times. Basically, anything over 60 minutes, I'm at risk because I tend to, like, my rider has yerba on it and, like, I'll probably have, like, some
Oh.
seltzers. So I tend to drink a fair bit of fluid before I'm on stage. And it's happened to me a lot of times, particularly last year, where I'd get on stage and, yeah, I'm exceeding 60 minutes and I'm like, I need to pee. And I'm like, I've got another half an hour. And like, for me, I think I've always had the problem of like the psychology of it really messes with me. Like, as soon as I'm aware that I need to pee, I'm like in the danger zone. I got like 10 minutes before I like psych myself into pissing my pants, basically.
Wow.
So I'm like, yeah, it's just
Damn.
serious.
So that's why you started wearing diapers on stage, right?
Man,
Copycat branded diapies.
It feels more gangster to just leave the stage to piss. There's some kind of flex about it where I'm like, you know what? None of you have control over the music. Just stand there.
Fuck you, I'm going.
While I leave.
Wait, what you should do? Well, there's.
And you did that, right? Or you have done that multiple times?
I have done that multiple times where I've literally just been like, hey.
You do like a fade to gray.
Yeah,
fade it out.
Yeah, echo.
Start from the start of the song. Go.
Yep. That's what I've done. Well, no, I usually announce it. I feel like I have this like kind of brand. I don't know whether it helps or hurts my like marketing, but where I'm just like, I just fucking like I do chaotic shit on stage, bro. I just be like, and that includes I'm gonna like leave for a sec because I have to piss. The one that comes to mind was when I played Nashville, Tennessee. And I had an hour and a half set, and I got probably like 55 minutes through, and I realized I have another 35 minutes to go, and I was like, okay,
I got it.
I have to. I just told everyone. I just literally like faded the echo out like silence, and then I'm like, all right, I have to pee.
This
like
is
into
happening.
the mic,
and everyone's
like, I'm gonna.
The whole crowd was just like, yes, let's go.
The L of that venue though was like, they didn't really have a green room. It was just like the side of stage that had a wall in front of it, and to get to the bathroom, you have to part the crowd. Even better. Like, you guys are gonna have to make room for me. I'm going to pee.
Oh,
so
God.
I had to and I was like, I'm gonna play this track, and I'll promise I'll be back by the second drop. That's what I said. So and I had to there's no chance that anyone missed it. Like everyone saw me leave the green room and had to make room for me to get to the toilet, which was like directly in front of the stage.
And you get there and there's a line, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they heard the DJ say on the mic, "I have to pee," so everyone in the line is like, "Oh fuck!" Like you haven't got any.
Let him go. Let him go.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
Yeah. You can do your K in 5.5 minutes. I
mean,
real quick, let me
you
go.
could just pull an Ari Shafir and just like have a bottle of water or a bottle, and you're just like, yes, I'm peeing right now.
Sure. Hey,
I didn't want to leave.
Hey, give me a second. I need to pee.
Oh man, that would be so terrifying.
And then you hold it up,
make a
and
face.
everyone's like,
If you were that dude live, where you just whip your cock out and fucking
behind the deck.
Low key in America, you could do that shit.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, I heard you can get arrested for
America.
public indecency, like for peeing.
Oh.
Not if they can't see your
you
dick.
can definitely do that in Australia, but I don't know. Oh, is that it? That's the criteria.
Sure.
I think
Yeah.
so.
No,
Yeah.
decent
It's not
exposure.
indecent if they can't see shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Also, Ari Shafir walked out in LA in a
Stadium.
fucking stadium with his dick
cock out.
hanging out.
Yeah.
Wait, who did
Dude.
this?
I think
The
it was his
comedian,
balls hanging out.
Ari Shafir.
Actually,
Yeah, I think he.
They
It was
blur
just
it,
his
so we don't
balls.
know because we weren't there. But
there was
Yeah.
an
But they talked
uncensored
about it.
version
Had
for
to
a
be
minute.
yeah, you had to be
But
there.
the LAPD was like, "You can never do that again."
Yeah.
They were like,
That is
"You
the
can't do that
epitome of
again."
public indecency.
Literally. He did it to a stadium of
Yeah.
like what,
and there were
15,000
kids.
people? Like
That's the problem. That
There
there were
were
like
kids
kids
there.
in the front
There
row.
were
and
kids.
I mean,
Bro, you cannot. do
I'm gonna
that.
say that's the fault of the parents for bringing them to a Kill Tony show.
True.
I
and-
would say it's the fault of the show for even allowing
Kill
kids
Tony.
to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
You come on.
Yeah.
Why would you even allow kids
18 up.
18 and up?
yeah,
Come on now.
Yeah.
Maybe even like 30 and up. You know.
you wouldn't be able to go.
Nah.
I know.
Dude,
okay.
imagine not being out. Yeah. Well, you can't do anything until you're 30.
18 and up. Come on now.
That's a brutal age.
Let's give people a chance to see a pair of balls. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And make
True
their
that.
minds up.
Have you guys seen? Do you guys know? I think it's Salvatore Ganacci. Ganucci.
Genichi.
What about
Ganucci?
him?
Oh, the dude who he's got like the.
I love that guy.
Try to relax your anus.
Yeah, dude. That
Look
dude
at the
is-
moon. It's a very special night.
Yeah.
That guy will be doing like soccer tricks and then like fucking punting that fucking ball out in the crowd.
He does the most fucked up shit on
Drop.
stage. Like he'll just
He's
like
a
hop onto the
legend.
table and just like take a nap for like the whole song and not move, or just do weird shit where he's like playing backgammon and like the
I
camera
love
shows
that
that on
guy.
all the big
Yeah.
LED screens
Best.
and whatever. He just
Never
like,
playing an all
Such
ages
a
event.
troll.
Yeah, he's-
Yeah, he did I think it was a brownies and lemonade, and
Oh,
on
nice.
stage they had like a little house that was just like a part of the stage, and nobody knew he was in there, and was his time to play. They just shined the light, and he like got up out of bed, and everybody's like, You were there the whole time? And he's just like,
so
man. Like comes out. It's fucking, that dude's goated.
That dude is so aware of his free will.
Yes.
Yes, I know, right?
I
What
would
the
love to
fuck?
be able to do
So
shit like
fun.
that.
Yeah.
I wish I had the fucking courage to be that, because I know, like, the second I get on stage, I'm just gonna be like a little fucking like.
No, dude.
Camelback
let it go.
for DJs on stage. A camelback that is also a fucking
Camel.
Is that how you
cath.
The Camelback is the
Catheter?
one that
Catheter?
you sip out of
Catheter?
the
A
catheter.
catheter.
Who's
you
got a
have it
catheter in the
around-
crowd I can borrow?
You
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
just need
Andre, that
you
can
need
be
a
your first,
catheter
like,
strapped
product.
to your fucking leg, and then you just there's an insertion happening.
We were talking about like peeing though. Both
Yeah.
of these
Yeah,
things
yeah.
go in. Like
Catheter.
we're talking, like
Oh,
when
that's true.
Catheters for
closed
peeing.
loop.
That's true.
No, a catheter is for out. It goes into your pee hole.
Catheters for peeing.
But it goes in.
Oh, I mean, I've had a catheter in my arm, so like I
IV.
thought that was they use a catheter for that as well. That's what they call it.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I could see that, but
It makes
I
sense.
have
that
seen that.
both things are the same.
sip and
That's
pee
a-
on
yeah, okay.
stage. Amen, buddy.
Yeah,
Sip and pee.
you would. You
Someone just does a
Dude,
pee shot.
Yeah, that's what you have. You have a
It's-
catheter into a camelback, and then you
You're
That's
just
what- yeah.
recycling your own liquid, you know?
That's exactly.
yeah. You
Closed
gotta
loop,
recycle
baby.
that. It's
That's what Dune, the
Yeah,
whole
that's what you
movie's
do.
about, right?
Yeah, that is what the whole movie's about.
Yeah.
oh boy.
Zendaya!
I think that wraps the episode right there.
Yeah.
To
Is
be
that,
honest,
is that a wrap?
I think that's a good place to
We've
stop
traumatized
this
everyone.
thing.
Okay, we have one banger question from Twitch.
Dune.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Twitter or
It's
something.
X.
Facebook.
It's called X.
I
It's
don't
called
know.
X. Let's pull it up right now. Oh, it's not. It's not on there. It's too new.
It's too new.
It's from Tiesto. Oddly enough.
He
course.
does watch the pod. That makes sense, yeah.
I knew it.
And Shaq. Shaq.
This
Yeah.
fucking question's out of control. He says, "Who's the most bricked up? Is it Diplo, Excision, or Avicii?"
Oh, I mean, if we want to
Diplo.
talk about rigor mortis,
Diplo.
we could.
Diplo, 100% all day long. Oh shit.
Not okay.
Okay,
Oh,
Avicii
shit.
wins. I mean,
my
that's
vote. That was my vote as well.
Sorry, that was.
Avicii is easily the most bricked up.
It's a different kind of bricked up, but sure.
Oh no.
dude. That was. Ooh.
Of
Yeah,
the two,
I
of
loved
the
it.
two living,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna say it's Diplo.
yeah, same. Excision, he lost that privilege.
Did he? Actually, how did he lose the privilege?
Yeah,
I
well,
know about Excision.
he tried to
Yeah.
touch some ladies, and
No.
they touched him back with their teeth. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They took his
Really?
brick away.
They took his brick away.
They chomped his brick off?
They
Holy shit, dude.
Chomping my brick off. I don't know this story.
It's fake. I just made it up.
He just made it up. Yeah.
Of course you
I was gonna say a bunch of his old friends maybe had some issues, but I don't know about him himself.
Damn.
I'd like to say, I feel like
All of it to you right now.
Excision with his visuals, he's trying to be the like Ford F1 truck guy where he's showing
True.
everybody that he's the most bricked up,
Yeah.
but really he has like problems in the bedroom kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah.
So he's trying to overcompensate.
He is a Blue Chew addict.
He's got
sure.
blue.
He sucks on that shit like Zen, son.
It's unfortunate we didn't have beta nectar in the
Yeah.
Fucking-
Oh.
Beta Nectar. Shout out Beta Nectar. Good job, Lauren.
Now shout out
That
Excision.
guy's bricked up as
Killing
fuck. Let's be real.
It's a small brick, but
Yeah.
it's bricked.
What was the first person on the list?
Oh, Diplo
Diplo?
was one who won.
Diplo.
Diplo.
Yeah.
is-
Diplo won.
Diplo won.
Diplo wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He's got
he doesn't even
He's
need to
never
try.
stopped.
Got a prehistoric brick.
It never
I mean,
stops.
his
it never
cock-
stops.
Historic brick.
Like this guy can just keeps going with
yeah.
it.
It starts
Yeah.
at like the root. It's already bricked.
Yeah.
Like
Is that how you
Yeah,
call it the
it's
root?
cock-
yeah, it's
It
cock
stops
root is
way up
immediate.
top.
Yeah.
Cock
Yeah.
root.
It's like up here is
That cock root.
Yeah, he's all
Crazy.
cock.
Yeah.
His extra
It's
chakra.
all cock. It's
But-
just his cock starts at his belly button.
Yeah. Surprisingly, he's not a cock.
He's
Yeah.
Who would have
Seems
guessed?
to be a pretty chill dude.
He seems pretty chill.
Which is why he gets the Brick of the Year award, sponsored by 400.
You're a sample for that. Yeah, brick of the year award. Yeah.
Brick of the Year award.
Brought to you by
Always 400.
Damn. Okay.
Oh wow, this is a British sounding sample. Always 400.
It's a British
It
gal.
is, yeah. It's a
Always
British
From
gal.
Fiverr, actually.
From Fiverr, yeah.
There we go.
We got
You're
that like
welcome,
episode
Fiverr.
3. I like hit her up. I was like, "Can you do this?" And
We
she's
got
like,
her
"Yeah."
so early
Always
on.
400.
Always 400.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
right.
she crushed it.
She
She
slayed
did.
it. We're still using it. That's how good she did.
Always 400.
She gave us a
Yes.
couple.
Does she do the processing herself, or do you add that?
I did a little bit.
Yeah,
of that,
that
but to be
She
fair,
did do
what
some
she said
processing.
was pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it was
it's
already
proper.
pretty well done.
yeah.
Shout out her on Fiverr wherever.
Shout out whoever the fuck she is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she loved that shout out. Shout out whoever the fuck you are.
Some random ass fucking personality
folks.
on Fiverr.
Thanks for showing up to the 400 catheter.
Oh, banger.
No, to the producer lounge. Andre, thanks for coming back on.
Thank you
for
so
having
much,
me.
bro.
Happy to have you back on next week.
It's so easy for me.
Do you want a residency for this pod? Just, be here
I'm
once a
full
month?
of shit to talk about. None of it is wholesome, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
That's the show here, folks. This is why my parents don't watch.
I gotta promote one thing real quick. We've been talking about doing a party in the park thing, and I feel like the vote for the name should be like
Cockroot?
like something bricked up,
Bricked up.
like the bricked up in the parks. Yeah,
Bricked
yes,
up. That's kind of
exactly.
I'm with that actually. Bricked up in the park.
I think that's the move, right?
Not gonna get
I
canceled.
like that you're trying to you're trying to promote a thing that we don't even have going.
Yeah,
Locally. Exactly, yeah.
You're like, here's a local thing that we haven't even
We've vaguely
scheduled
talked
by
about it.
any imagination.
It might happen next year or in 5 years. I don't know. It's a thing that is going to happen.
Bricked up in the park. That's
Bricked
what it's
up
going to
in
be
the park.
called, everybody.
Yeah.
400. No.
Shout out, guys.
All right, great job.
Thanks for
Throw your bricks up.
building this community brick by brick. You get it, Mr.
That's
Socks.
right. That's
Jay-Z,
right.
like, put your bricks in the air.
or like the excision, throw your X up. Like just throw your bricks
Throw
up.
your bricks up. That's a good one.
We just pass out bricks
Beat up
for
and-
I'm
everybody.
like that fucking cartoon rat that fucking like does the brick throwing.
Right.
Fastest brick in the West.
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 Wait, cartoon rat?
Pull that up.
Pull that shit up, Jamie.
Jamie, yeah. I'll show
I
you.
was
Trying to think of his name
later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off the pod.
Yeah.
Folks, thanks for swinging by and hanging out with us. Hit the
Thank you.
subscribe, the follow.
Yeah. Leave a comment.
Yeah, leave
Especially
comments.
leave a comment. Hey, right now.
Do it right now.
Do it right
Leave
now.
a fucking comment.
Do it.
We need YouTube.
Get bricked up and leave a
subscribers.
comment.
Oh, wait. Andre, do you have anything you want to fucking plug? You got some promo shit?
I had a really good tortilla from New Mexico
Yeah.
about 90 minutes ago. That was good.
Shout
I
out
wanna shout
Any
out.
Heights.
Shout out Any Heights
That's right.
for
That's
bringing
the
those
guy.
by.
That's
Yeah.
your tortilla plug.
Yep.
He's the tortilla
He
plug.
is
Yeah.
the tortilla. Yeah, I think
He
he
was
has like
good.
5 more dozen.
He
Tortillas?
literally
Freezer. Yeah.
If
he
you want
has
some more
multiple
tortillas,
dozens.
Yeah, if
of
you
we
want
could hook
some.
you up.
Yeah,
me up.
we'll hit you up. All right, guys.
I'll be on next week with the tortillas.
Yeah, that's right. Folks.
Instead of a shirt, he's just going to be covered in tortillas.
We'll see you then. You can also follow us on X 400 TPL. We'll see you guys later.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, everybody.